Hello everyone, for Phonics today we are going to continue with our silent E words, but this time we're going to add something to the beginning of the words. So before we get started, do you remember what the rule is for the silent E words? What happens when we see a silent E or a bossy E at the end of a word? Let's take a look at these words here. All of these are silent E words. They all have an E at the end that we don't hear when we read it. That silent E is going to make the vowel before it say its name. So this word here, we read it as pine. The next one also has that silent E. It makes the O say its name. It's going to say lobe, kind of like an earlobe. Here again we have our silent E. This time it's going to make the A say its name, which means that this word here is late. Now we're going to make some words, but we're going to add a letter to the beginning of the word. So my first word is Kate. It has a silent E in it. We hear the A saying its name, Kate. What happens if I add an S to the beginning of the word? What does the word become instead? It's not Kate anymore. We add an S, it becomes skate. Skate is the word. The next word is lane. Lane. Again, we hear an A saying its name. We know there's a silent E. What happens if we add a P to the beginning of the word? Lane becomes plain. Plain is the word. The last word is tone. Tone. We hear the O in tone. We know that bossy E is at the end there. What happens if we add an S to the beginning of the word? Tone becomes stone. Now let's think of a couple of words, but this time we're going to take away the beginning sound. So if my word is spine, I need to take away the beginning sound. That means I take away the S, the S. That means I'm left with pine. What about this word, globe? What happens if you take away the G in globe? What word are you left with? Globe. How about this last one? What about plate? What happens if we take away the P in plate? If we take away the beginning sound, what does the word become? Plate. So we've already learned about silent E words, and quite a while ago we learned about initial blends. That's when two consonants come together and we blend them together to make a sound. What I want you to do right now is take a look at the words that I have on the board here. I have silent E words on the board here, but they don't have an initial blend. There's only one consonant. But I have another consonant on the side here. I want you to choose a consonant that we can add to some of these words, to make a new word. So my first word is pine. What word from over here, G, S, or P, can I add to make a new word? Let's try a couple of different ones. Could I add a G to pine? Does that make sense? Is gpine a word? Not quite. Let's try the S. What about spine? Is spine a word? It sure is. So let's add our S to this word. Now we have our consonant blend here. Our S and P, two consonants together. And we have our bossy E making the I say its name. So our word is spine. Very good. Our next word is lobe. Can I add one of these letters to lobe to make a new word? You think we should add the G, the S, or the P? I think we should add the G to this word. Now our word lobe becomes globe. We blend our G and our L together. Gl is our sound. Our silent E makes the O say his name. So globe becomes globe. Globe. Last one. We have late here. We have our last letter, our P. If we add a P to late, our PL makes the pl sound. Our silent E makes the A say his name. So late becomes plate. All right, grade 1, please open up your textbook to page 28, lesson 4 to page 28. On page 28, we have some pictures. I'd like you to circle the word that matches the picture. On page 29, you're going to do the same thing, only you have to choose which word makes the most sense for the picture. On page 30, I would like you to try and read the word out loud, then write the word down and circle the picture that matches the word. On page 31, you're going to take a look at the word box on top. I want you to find the picture for the word and write the word down. Make sure you pay attention to this word box. There might be extra words, and this word box is also going to help you spell the words. So we shouldn't have any spelling mistakes if the word is right up there. Then I want you to turn the page again to page 32. On page 32, you have the picture this time. Circle the beginning, middle, and end sound and write the word down. Then tomorrow, you're going to work from page 33 on. On page 33, read the questions and put an X in the box with yes or no. Then again, you have the two sentences. Read both sentences and put an X in the box that makes the most sense for the picture. On page 35, you have the pictures. Try your very best to spell the word on your own, but again, you can look back if you forget how to spell the word. Grade 1, I want you to try and write as neat as you possibly can for your work. If you get finished early, then there are some sentences on the schedule for the week in the homeroom. For these sentences, you can write them down, but then I'd like you to add to them. Give them some more detail. See if you can write about the time when it's happening, when whatever's happening in the sentence, what time it's happening. So it could be in the afternoon, you could say at 3 o'clock, you could say after dinner. Each one of those are example of time. Enjoy that if you have some extra time.